Now going over to the culture part of the podcast, you have PETA saying rats have rights as they try to protest against New York Mayor Eric Adams. Now, Mayor Eric Adams is someone who, I mean, I don't really have much in politics aligning with him. He's someone who, one of those hypocritical mayors who says, oh yeah, we're a refugee city, a sanctuary city, and then when they all came there, he quickly changed his tune and his hypocrisy grew to the surface. Granted, for most politicians, if it wasn't for hypocritical standards, they would have no standards at all. But that being said, he does have a modicum of a point here, which I don't say that very often. Now, this comes to us thanks to End Wokeness on X Twitter. And End Wokeness says, this is not satire. PETA is condoning New York Mayor Eric Adams for demonizing the city's rat population. This also mayor said New York City has a culture, and that's everyday people getting stabbed and pushed around trains and doing copious amounts of drugs and destroying businesses. A fascinating culture, but it is a culture. Now, this is from PETA's website, straight from the, I was going to say the horse's mouth, but in terms of rhetoric and intelligence, probably the donkey's mouth would be a more appropriate metaphor. And apparently, let's see here. So it says, Mayor Adams vitriolic. Well, they do get bonus points for using a fancy word here. I mean, when I think of PETA, I usually don't think, like, their brand ambassador back in the day was Pamela Anderson, who I don't think anyone would, again, I know people like her for her acting abilities, but I don't think anyone would say she is a great intellect who you should take advice for. You think, oh yeah, she's a brand ambassador for that cause. Oh yeah, I'm all about that. Now, again, back to the fancy word. PETA says, quote, Mayor Eric Adams' vitriolic rhetoric draws PETA empathy kit. This is an empathy kit. They actually have the contact info, Nicole. I won't say it's a cliche name for this type of organization, but yeah, let's just say I'm actually surprised it's not Karen. But nevertheless, now she says, as New York Mayor Eric Adams, who declared that he hates rats during today's, what is it? Where's the other screenshot? Instead of trash talking rats, Mayor Eric Adams should focus on clearing the city streets of the massive heaps of garbage attracting them in the first place, says PETA Executive Vice President Tracy Rainham. He is calling on Adams to stop villainizing rats for a problem created by humans and to address the issue with respect and understanding. Unquote. And again, PETA, they're spending money on this. They have a ceramic mug, and granted, most of them are made in China, an overwhelming majority are. That's still, they're buying in bulk. That mug's probably about $4 to $5 at least, cost landed to them. And it's a black mug with a rat on it, and it says, rats have rights. And then it has the PETA logo on bottom. And it comes with some stickers. The stickers have a rat, a hamster, and something I can't tell. And says, hashtag end speciesism. Now, this shows you how mentally vacuous PETA is. This isn't like an SNL skit. This is PETA saying, we want to stand for the rats, and you should hashtag end speciesism. Now, granted, anyone with a modicum of intellect would say, yeah, the human race is probably more important than rats. And yet they're saying, oh yeah, rats, humans, same level. End speciesism. We're all the same. Yeah. I mean, it's half cringe, half hilarious, inept, because, again, it's PETA. I'm not sure. Again, they do have fans. People, I was going to say, trying to think of a nice way of saying people, well, people do donate to this cause. I don't think it's a good cause. They actually, interestingly enough, if you look at the dark side of history of PETA, they, let's just say they believe very much in euthanasia of all the critters. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure most everyone is going to be in consensus. Another thing Eric Adams could probably fix in the city is, fixing all of the issues with the homelessness, the crime, and he doesn't care about that though. What PETA cares about is the mayor saying that he hates rats. I can't, of all the issues in America these days, all the things you would want a mayor to give a rat's ass about, pun obviously intended, who the hell cares about the rats? We got 40-year hyperinflation. We have a border that's completely open. We have an economy that's going down the tube. People can barely make rent. And yet PETA's calling everyone to get excited about defending rats. So if you have any friends who are in PETA, please just ask them what's their take. Just ask them, why are they doing this? Do you think it's a good idea? Is this gaining any favor? Have they gained even one additional PETA donator? Just one from this campaign. And granted, this case came out a couple days ago. It's a new campaign for PETA. But And can you? I mean, it's cliche. Everyone loves dogs and cats. Those are beloved pets. Americans love them. Some restaurants as well. But it's one of those things where that's easy to use emotional rhetoric for. Again, I have a theory. The more people that click the subscribe button on every platform, including the big green one I'm growing on while I'm being statistically shadow banned on YouTube. If I look at the analytics of how many subscribers I have and people telling me that I get notifications, but I partially digress. The more people who click the subscribe button, the better I've been able to speak. When I first started the show, believe it or not, I actually spoke even faster. Yes, faster than I currently am now. I spoke really fast. I stuttered even more, didn't enunciate, and truth be told, it was a little bit of a monotone. So, thanks to the comments and the increase in subscribers, I've slowly but surely improved. So my theory is, the more we can get subscribers, the better my speaking abilities will get. And someday, maybe even get through a whole episode with perfect speaking acumen. I know that may be a pie in the sky kind of dream. It's a long road to get there, don't get me wrong. But if you can click that button, tell your friends, and tell your enemies to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, back to my attempting to speak, I will go ahead and look at the comments for this fun little post and see what the people say. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everyone is saying, you're right, PETA. We need to stick up for the rats. That needs to be priority number one right now in America. Probably not. Let's dive in. One of the first ones comes from Gunther Eagleman saying, quote, "The madness never ends. Protect the rats." Really? Getting 293 likes. And Wokeness says, "Every time we think they hit rock bottom, they prove us wrong," getting 162 likes. Paul Zazupa says, "If PETA is going to be for protecting live creatures, then at least be consistent about it. So if they're condemning Mayor Adams for going after rats, then that's what they should be doing. It would actually be worse if they gave him a pass because he's a Democrat," unquote. Getting 14 likes. Which, yeah, I guess that's a modicum of a good point. Yeah, at least PETA attacks all politicians when it comes to them, not liking rats and critters. You also have General TM says the biggest rat in America, and there's a picture of Fauci. I think it's hard to tell the difference between this and the real thing. This is allegedly an AI picture of Fauci looking like a rat, getting 107 likes. Quite a few to say the least. Going down. Yeah, Libercat Media TM saying, quote, "Honestly, I don't care enough to care. New York keeps getting into all these problems, beefs, headaches, and nightmares solely on their own accord. Keep voting this way, keep having these problems. If you don't learn your lesson the first 10,000th time, you'll never learn," unquote. Getting 22 likes. This is after, what was it? The famous actor Steve Buscemi got attacked by a random person in New York. Remember, New York has a brand. Hi, I'm part of Detroit. Going down, you have Red Wave Press saying, quote, "Who would want to live in a rat-infested city? New York City has thrown money at the issue and nothing has been fixed per usual. Followed if you agree," getting 18 likes, which very similar to the homelessness issue. You have cities and states and countries spending billions of dollars, and the rates, they just seemingly don't go down. Almost as if there's an incentive to keep the problem around. Planet a Meme says both PETA and Eric Adams are joking, 26 likes. Let's see here. Sandra Loftus says Adams is suffering from diarrhea of the mouth lately. And it's a picture of Eric Adams saying, quote, Mayor Eric Adams on Tuesday suggested migrants should be hired to fill the city's lifeguard shortage because they're excellent swimmers. That's a quote from him saying they're excellent swimmers. And he says, "Hey, anyone who can cross the Rio Grande with 30 pounds of fentanyl without drowning is qualified in my book." Now that quote obviously isn't from him, but that's what is on the screen. That got 8 likes. Is there anyone who's going to stand up for PETA? Mark Thompson says PETA defends disease-carrying rats. I wonder if it's related to demo rats. Unquote. Getting 7 likes and using a word pun, which I appreciate a good word pun. Cash Lawrence says, "How does the Babylon Bee compete with real headlines?" LOL, getting 5 likes. The Merrick Garland press release office parody account says, "Time to update the New York as well." And it's a picture of Smokey the Bear saying, "Only you can prevent Democrats from turning your state into California." Getting 11 likes. Here. A lot of people saying, I don't take PETA seriously. I don't care. So, yeah, not a lot of people sticking up for the PETA organization. Not too surprising, I suppose. Let me know. Do you know anyone in your circle of friends who would care enough to actually donate to PETA now? Is this going to be Is it going to be the number one cause for PETA in 2024? That this is going to really rally support for them and increase the donations to the organization? Again, they're not going to get. I'd be very impressed if they got a single more donation because of this campaign. And This is a real mug they're giving out, like real stickers and a real mug. It's almost unfathomable how much PETA keeps lowering the bar, though it does make life entertaining to have their ineptitudes just rear to the surface all the time. But let me know in the comments, have you ever heard of PETA before? Have you ever donated? Will you donate again because of this? As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, try to get 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.